So about 13 years ago, I joined this club, and then 12 years ago, I learned from Dennis how to turn. I was happily turning away, and it wasn't very long before I found myself knee-deep in shavings. And my garden had got a fair share of shavings, my neighbors had got a fair share of shavings, and I couldn't find anybody else to dump them on, so I was sitting there saying, what do I do with it? I didn't want to put it into the waste, and they only last in the summer, and in the wintertime they don't pick up. And I was generating a lot of shavings. I was having a good time. So I went over to Meadowlands, a local feed store at the time in Brooklyn. And I said, well, here, this is perfect for rabbits. I'm happy to just give it to somebody just to get it out of the way. And the daughter of Mr. Meadowlands said, no, we can't take them, but I know a place that would love to have them. And that started my relationship with Marianne of Nova's Ark. And since that time, every once in a while, I'll drop by up to her place just north of Brooklyn and drop off my shavings. And I've had the distinct pleasure of seeing what she does up there. It's fascinating what the services she offers and the animals that she has. And I've contributed to that in some way, shape, or form because most of her animals have shit on my shavings. So without any further ado, Marianne.
First of all, what an amazing group of people you are. So much that you're doing, the talent, the see, hear, and the heart, to be able to share so much of your talent with others who need you. So again, thank you for allowing me to come and learn something about who you all are. So this is great, because Chris hasn't shared all of that. So thank you. Nova's Ark is a very unique facility. We are the only facility in Canada that runs just outside, or in Brooklyn, just outside the village. We have 10 acres, 200 animals that we use for a therapy program, a large number of individuals as young as 4 and into their 40s who have a wide range of needs. It could be a diagnosis of autism, it could be developmental delays, it could be high anxiety, it could be physical challenges, it doesn't matter. They're all individuals that want to be, and they want to be in the country, and they want to be able to be with people and animals that make them feel good about who they are. And so Chris and those shavings have been huge for us because we have so many different animals that need that support. So for us, I was an elementary school principal and left my principalship 8 years ago because there was such a need at the farm. So we are here teaching with colleges and universities now. We have programs that run all year round. So we have our alternative ed program. We have a variety of other things that are happening. So what you've got here, and I didn't realize it was very playing because we don't have the music on, is that you've got a wide range of individuals that are here with us. So this is our summer camp program. And here, it doesn't matter who you are. We have a way to fit. So we have camels. We have children who are learning that it's okay to just have fun. That they can hang out in the water. That they can hang out with some of our unique animals who love your shavings. So we have monitors. We have a variety of individuals that, again, want to be. And when you look at these little ones, there's a smile. For each and every child, there's a smile. Being able to be, so that we can laugh together and no one teases. That is Chip. Chip is a capuchin monkey who learned how to play with the puzzles with an individual here who is visually impaired. We have some of our friends that come to us who are nonverbal, but they have other ways. So we're working with yoga classes. We might be able to do our silly dance, and no one laughs at us. We laugh with us. We laugh together. So trampolining, it could be jungle gyms, it could be up with the horses. My son and I also have birds of prey. We have our falconry license, and we can always make that basketball work no matter who we are. There are ways to make it happen. So for many of the children that come to us, these are children who are struggling being in a school setting. They are not understood, they need a little bit extra time, or for some of our guests, they've never been able to be mobile, and we find ways to make it work. And it's an exciting time for many of our friends. We work with a wide range of animals. And it might not be therapeutic for you, but it is for some of our friends. So again, working with a wide range of animals, and that is our crew from last year, our team from last year. So what we end up doing is we work with our college and university students, and then we hire our top 20, and they become part of our programs. So that is all part of what we're doing. Individuals that we work with here are younger ones and our older ones. Again, are individuals that are trying to communicate but find it very difficult. And so where do they start to practice? With our animals. So we have some of those traditional animals that you may have seen, goats and cattle and ponies and horses, but a lot of non-traditional. So the camels, the lizards, the snakes, the 250-pound tortoise. We have a variety of tarantulas and birds of prey and whatever it takes, because not all of us like the same things, and that's okay. So that's part of what we have happening there. When you were talking about benches, going, need to talk to you on that. Yeah. We have partnerships with Home Depot, Home Hardware, Freshco will donate foods to us. Pet Values donate foods to us. We have whatever it takes. It makes a difference. Many of our guests we have coming to us now are elderly, as in with Alzheimer's and dementia. And they can't walk our pathways for very far. So what we're doing is we're putting benches, and we've got tree stumps and those types of things that we put out and about. So those types of things are important for a number of people. We do have an open house coming up in the end of May. It is not a fundraiser. It is a way to say thank you to our community. And for those who want to learn a little bit more about us, it's time to come and visit. So again, it's about awareness for us, and it's about making a difference for our families and our children and for our community. So I thank you for your time, and if any of you have any questions, I would certainly be able to answer. Yes? We are totally private. We are a registered charity, and we work from donations. We are not government funded at all. We don't fit in a box. We are very different, and for a lot of the government grants, and you're hearing what's happening right now with autism funding and so on, that the government has their own version of what it's going to look like. We don't fit that. We're not a sanctuary for animals that have been abused. We are not a typical school-like setting. We're very, very alternative. So for us, we have a lot of families who donate to us. We have local companies that will donate wherever they can. And a lot of it is not so much money as much as it's resources. So we have a huge adult volunteer base that are staging a new barn for us. It's a tropical barn, and it will house all of our tropical animals that are now wheelchair accessible and space accessible. A lot of our children have a much larger personal bubble than we do. So a lot of the enclosures for parrots and South American raccoons and porcupines and such are much larger so that our children can go with them. But it's us. It's a long, slow road, but it's a good road.
What was the date in May? What?
May 26th, and I've got some here, but May 26th from noon till 4. What we have happening is the Durham Ways bus line donates a bus to us. Everyone parks in the parking lot in Brooklyn. The bus picks up every 20 minutes, shuttles, drops you off, and then picks up and takes again. So that people can come and go. Our parking lot is left open for those who have some mobility issues, so that way they can park.
Whereabouts, how far up in North Brooklyn area?
We are a very well-kept secret. If you know Brooklyn at all, we are just off of Columbus Road and Cedar Brook Trail. Cedar Brook Trail, if you cross Cedar Brook Trail, becomes Montgomery in Brooklyn. So Cedar Brook Trail, we are about half a mile from Baldwin and Columbus Road.
Yeah.
No sign on the road. It
Nope.
is kept very private because for a number of people in the community, they're not interested in our children. They really don't want to see our children. What they want is a selfie with those animals. They want to sit with the kangaroo and get a picture. And that's not who we are. We are not a petting zoo. We're not breeding animals. We are here for children and adults who need us. But we'd love to have people who get it and want to come and check us out and be with that. Yes?
Do you have children coming throughout the year, or is it just a summer camp?
No, we go 6 days a week now. And next week we start 7 days a week until September. So 6 days a week, Monday to Friday. I am running an alternative education program for those children as young as 4 who are not welcome in kindergarten. So we have children as young as 4, and then we have a elementary, junior, high school program that focuses more on communication skills, social skills. And then we have an over 18-year-old group that also come and join us who don't want to watch television all day. They want to learn a skill. So they're sorting those bags of shavings and bringing it out. Or they're sorting vegetables, or they're making fruit salads for some of our animals, or we get mulch from Hardcoat. So we're shoveling all fresh mulch in all the enclosures to get those ready. Some of our friends, adults, are learning how to play a game of cards. So we're taking that time with them. So that's Monday to Friday. Sunday we run something called Adventure Sunday. For some of our families, they need some time just to be. So their children come to us, and I run a leadership program with the 12 to 18-year-olds who are learning how to work with our children, and they want to be junior counselors and such. So that's Sundays. And then Saturdays, we're starting to do private events for Autism Ontario, Easter Seals, Down Syndrome Association. They come so that they can have their private therapy programming with their families. That's our time. So again, because there isn't government funding, the donations and such come in that way. So right now, we work. I do 18-hour days, and we have a staff that will do between 8 and 12 hours, and we make it work for our kids. Pardon me? May 26th.
We've got brochures.
Love to have you.
Against there.
Yeah.
And to give you an idea, right now, starting, I think it was September or October, the person that was picking up the shavings from the club was having trouble getting it, and we decided, okay, well, here's a perfect opportunity. I went to Marianne, so as she has people going out and visiting the various grocery stores that have excess food that will go to the animals, she drops by here and she'll pick up the shavings. So every shaving, every bit of dust that goes in the dust collectors that are emptied out into the bins, into the bags, are all going up to the farm. So it's all being used. And to give you an idea of that, a typical bag for leaf, I'll fill one of those up, one bag full of shavings, and that's worth $20 to buy off the street for shavings. Even worse in the wintertime because it's less available. That's just here.
Yeah,
It's
shaving bales are
out of my shop into the environment, and that really works well for her. It gets recycled through.
Yes, sir.
I'm just wondering, do you take any type of shaving? You know, like sometimes there's carcinogenic stuff in the woods.
What we do is we sort it through, so a lot of it is used in open air areas. So we have walk-in sheds for ponies and llamas. My llama loves your shavings. The finer it is, the halfer they are. We can't use the really fine shavings inside a building, but in the walkouts or the run-ins, they love it. And they roll in it, they move it around, they're totally coated in, and they feel great. So it's for a lot of our animals. It's also enrichment, so it works.
So
Yes.
your llama and our crew have the same thing in common.
Yeah, except
they roll around in it in our shop.
But the llamas spit. These guys
Oh,
don't.
not mine. Mine is good. Yes, sir.
You collect wood chips from any of these tree people that do trees and clean up the brush and that? Do you do
We
it?
try, we're working with Rob Harvey out of Brooklyn.
Oh, landscaper.
Landscaper.
Yep.
It depends on how much wood they've got and such. They are happier just dumping it into the compost areas. So that's why we went to Hardco. So Hardco donates every trailer load to us. They do not charge us a penny.
Yes.
So it's been great. So whatever kind of ground cover, so limestone screenings, crushed asphalt for filling in our potholes, all the wood chips. We've done 8 trailer loads right now of wood chips. So our team cleans everything out, our kangaroo areas, everything is cleared out, and then we put fresh wood chips in for the year. So Hardco's been excellent for us.
How do you get rid of the stuff that's used already stored?
What we do is everything is composted, so we pack it into a really tight, almost like a manure pile, pack it tight, and within a year, it's already composted into soil, and then we spread it on our fields. It works really well. Since we've gone to wood pellets and wood shavings and the wood chips, compost is within a year. So we're out of straw altogether. We only do wood chips and pellets now. Much better.
Gordon, you had a question?
David asked about the wood chips, but I don't know about walnuts or anything else, but I've heard that the walnut is not good for horses.
No.
I mean, sick, but you have many animals, so.
I have many animals, so we spread it out.
Works for you.
Yeah, that's what we do. We spread
Yeah, that
it
was
out.
my concern too, because I said every once in a while I'll do some walnut, but it gets sorted through.
And that's why, as long as it's in running sheds, it's fine. It's what ends up happening is if you put them in stalls,
In
with-
bedding.
yeah, and then what ends up happening, that bedding, it becomes a respiratory issue. But because we've got that much fresh air going, it's fine. It works well.
So if we're doing work in our home shops and we have a bag full of, I put mine in a compost bag and I put it out, but I'm just thinking, how would we collect, or how would we let you know, or would you pass by, or what's the best way to get you more?
Bring it here.
Bring it here?
You could bring it
Bring it
here, you
here.
could bring it to me, or I just drop it off.
Okay.
I just take it, once you know where the area is, as soon as it gets full, my grandson will sit there and say, can we go? We got enough bags. I said, sure, let's go.
Okay, cool.
Because you dropped off about 6, 7
I'll drop
bags.
off 6 bags at a
Yeah,
time.
that's a great idea too, though. I'm just thinking of ways that we can help out more, so.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Christian,
again, they compost well.
you use these leaf bags, do you?
Yeah, I use leaf bags or I use the green large construction bags to hold a lot more. Depends on what I have. But it's like anything else. You get it off the floor and into a bag, it stays, and all of a sudden it's 2, and all of a sudden it's 4, and then it's 6, and it's like, okay, I got to start moving this stuff out. So then I'll do a dump there. But this is picked up on a weekly
Yeah,
basis.
Kyle picks up every week.
And so
for
both
us.
those bins are full every week. And sometimes there's a bag or 2 on top. So it's all going to the right place.
And that bin, when he brings that, we use it in 1 day.
There you
It's
go.
done.
Wow.
It's 1 day's worth. That bin is gone in 1 day.
Is there a cap day use only or overnight?
We don't do overnight. The reason being is, as an educator, I'm much more interested in skills than in making sure they're all fed and in beds, right? So for me, that's what it's all about, yes. Well, thank you very much for your
Thank
time.
you very much.
I hope to see many of you and your families come and join.